2 games away from winning the championship. Now you've got a little bit of time to reflect on that moment being the 2021 NBA Finals. What are you going to take from that experience to help you grow as a hooper?
Man, I took a lot in. It was a lot going on. First and foremost, like with the games, with COVID, with testing positive. Like when Western Conference Finals, when I tested positive, that was a whole nother thing. That tripped me out. I don't know. I think one of the biggest things is once you get a taste of it, you realize you got to have it again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was so much that, I've been in the league a long time. That was my first time in the finals and even doing the whole media day thing the day before the games and all that stuff. So it was actually dope for me to take all that in and experience it, And having, Bron is my brother, one of my closest friends, it's crazy to say, damn, do this every year, year in and year out. It's crazy, and you realize how much work goes into it. But I don't know. It was tough. It was tough, especially being that close and coming up short. But I think I already had this unbelievable chip on my shoulder, this drive or whatnot, and this right here, this just fueled it. You know what I mean? If you ever needed something else to get you going just a little bit more, this was it.
So after the Game 6, after the Bucks won, Giannis invited Coach Williams into the locker room to talk to the Bucks. Some of the media were critical about that, thought that was a bad move on his part. When you heard about it, when you saw that happen, what were you thinking on your side? You think, was it a big deal or what was it?
You got to know Coach Mont. That's him. You know what I mean? That's him. Like, the most honorable man you ever meet, stand up. He has so many different sayings, man. Like, I always say one of the closest men ever to me in my life was my college coach, who died after my second year in the league. And there's so many things that he used to say that I live by. He used to always say, if you can't be on time, be early, right? Mm-hmm. He used to say, don't be a 3 to 6 guy, be a 6 to 3 guy. And that's what Gil, you know what that mean? Like, that mean practice from 3 to 6. Don't just work then. What you doing from 6 to 3? Mm-hmm. And I say this about Mont. Mont always says, everything that you want is on the other side of hard, right? Yeah. So, he been through some of the toughest things in his life. And anytime I get down or something like that, I be like, man, it's tough. And you see him and talk to him, you like, oh, this ain't it. You know what I mean? I'm cool. And so when I saw that from him, that's just who he is. You know what I mean? He meant every word that he said in there and congratulating him. Even though it was hard for him, he knew that was something that he wanted to do. It's like even this hat I got on right now, right? Mm-hmm. My wife asked me what that meant before I left the house, but Coach always wear this. He wear it in his press conferences all the time, and it means well done is better than well said, right? And it's just all those different things year in and year out that when you hear these things, it just becomes part of your daily life. I say it to my son all the time when I'm working him out, and he, I be like, everything is what? I would say everything that you want is where? He'd be like, on the other side of hard, so.
What's so funny is you gotta swallow your pride. Think about it, you just lost.
Yeah.
Right? You just lost, you seeing the celebration, so you gotta understand, to even have the encourage to just let me just go thank them. And this is, give them some words of advice. That's hard. Ain't no player doing that. I can tell you that right now.
Ain't going in the locker room.
Ain't no player going in the locker room.
Before when I saw that Coach was taking us out, I went over to Giannis. I went over to Drew, who I like Drew a lot. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I've known him for a while now. I went over to Chris Middleton. Some of the guys that was on the court told him congratulations. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because I knew they was gonna celebrate. But I think for me, it was I'm very visual. Right, I'm very visual. Mm-hmm. That's how I remember stuff and I see stuff. So I remember I walked, I turned around and looked at what was going on. I was like, all right. I went to the locker room, and then my first thing is I always go analyze and try to figure out what I could have did differently. Right, and not just basketball-wise, anything. Because I'm the one that's like, man, what if I'd have slept a little? If I'd have did it, you know what I mean? I'm that critical of everything that I do, and then it's just like, all right, let's get back to work.
Yeah, I was showing my son the other day. I was like, I was like, man, this play right here could have changed the whole series. Book goes down, right? And stops. PJ Tucker left the ground, right? And I was like, if he just jumps into him, he gets the free throws.
Which game?
The last play.
In game 6.
When he turned it over.
Yeah,
so he drives, and if he pumps fakes, because as soon as he went up, PJ jumped. So I was like, if he just pumped and then hit him, he would have got the free throw. Instead, he went and tried to turn around, and that's where they ripped him.
Oh, that was game 5 when I fouled Giannis on the live.
So I'm telling my son, I'm like, I said, I'm pretty sure he's looking at that play, trying to figure out what he did different, like what he would have did different. You know, because, you know, when you're in real time, it's hard to really, like, sometimes, like, slow down, like.
Yeah, it's like game 4. I turned it over down the stretch on the left wing. I think I tried to split something or whatnot, and I slipped, and I lost the ball. So all these plays play back in your head. Even that lob when Giannis dunked it in game 5, right? Damn, go-go gadget arms. You know what I mean? I thought I was pushing him, fouling him enough to where he wasn't going to be close enough to the goal. You know what I mean? But I always go back and think to myself, if I don't foul him, they just go up 3. You know what I mean? Let him have the dunk. Now we got a chance to tie it. But the fact that I fouled him, that put him, I think he made the free throw, put him up 4.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, to be honest, it's like when you just go back and look at the game, the fact that he made, 17 out of 18 free throws, like, it just.
Yeah, he's shooting the life out of it. We played them during the regular season, too, in Milwaukee, and I think he shot something like that, 17 for 19 from the free throw.
Yeah, it's just one of those days, and you just be like.
Yeah.
But it's like when the worst shooter just, like, is on fire, you just be like, really, bro?
Listen, man, it's credit to him. He made them. You know what I mean? You know, he made them, you know. And you shoot enough of them, damn. Like, felt like every time down, he was on the free throw line.
On the
free throw line, man. But he tough, man. Just.
I mean, it was just one of those games. Like, you know, one thing I did have a problem with. It was the NBA. Like, I just thought it was just a bad look. I just thought it was just a horrible look, right? One, because I had money on you, right? So I could, right? So I got some dollars on you. And when they announced who the ref was, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting, and I'm like, just as a player, so forget that I'm betting with you guys. As a player, I'm like, why would you even do this? One, why would you, like, why would you do, this was, like, uncalled for. Like, we know the history. Like, it's everywhere now. Like, it's everywhere. This is an important game. Why are you doing this? Like, why? Why is this? What are you trying to tell me as a player?
You gonna ask?
Like, the confidence that you gave, the confidence that you gave this team is an unfair advantage. And what you're doing to me mentally is unfair, because now I'm going into the game thinking about this. Because every slight thing that I feel is a foul and you don't call, I'm like, oh shit, we're going through this today. It was a bad look. I'm looking at it like, this is not even, like, you really didn't. Like, this is kind of like, it was me. Like, I'm watching. I'm sitting like, no, you gave confidence to one team, and you mentally hurt another team. Like just by that. And I just, like, soon as, like, even the bets turn, 800,000 on Milwaukee. Like,
lying?
What? I canceled. You can take my $5,000. Cancel.
So
like, there was people betting soon as they heard who was the ref, 800,000, 500,000. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So I'm sitting there like, this is, like, you can't. That's a bad look for the league.
But you be like, at some point, man, you got to win one, right?
Like, you would think, but it's like, it's one of those things. Not now. Like, this is not like, there's too much history. Not now. You're just gonna have to lay off and give, like, it's just. I just thought it was just, as a chess player, I just thought it was just too big of an advantage Because think about it. If I know you and Foster have, like, you just ain't one with him, you already know how I'm coming at you. You know what I mean? Like, my confidence is like, you already know. 1 4 flat, 1 4 flat. Foster get it. You already know how I'm gonna be. Foster get it. 1 4 flat. Like, I'm gonna use that. Like, that's like one of those secret weapons. Like, you know, and then now he has to ref different because he don't want to make it look like it just didn't.
Yeah, it's tough.
Because now he's got to try to ref a whole different way. You got to try to play a whole different way. These motherfuckers playing freely.